Move over comfort eating, there's a new kid in town and it's called comfort dressing. Let's go. Comfort dressing is all about how you can maximize the hugga and the coziness of an outfit, but not coming across as slobby or frumpy. I mean, we all know that amazing feeling at the end of the day when we get to come home and like take the bra off and it's just like complete relaxation, you know? I think for most of us, as soon as we get home, we kind of have this other persona in a way that's more private, that's more free. I remember when my mom used to come home from work and she would want to change into her civvies. That's like the first thing that she wanted to do. And there are times, it could be anything from stressful times, busy times, going through some sort of transition, when we need our clothes to provide us with some sort of level of comfort. And especially if you are feeling vulnerable, sensitive, if you're going through grief or tough times, and if you are, my heart is really, really with you. But if you're going through hard times, your clothing is like an armor, a protection, and it should be something that makes you feel nourished, that gives you the chicken soup for the soul. I'm a vegetarian, so I actually don't know if chicken soup is like as great as they say. That's beside the point. Your clothing should be serving you, especially at those times when life gets hard. So I'm thinking about leggings, I'm thinking about sweatpants and the kind of explosion of leisure wear and comfort wear that has become so ubiquitous. The first point that I wanted to make here is that we know from Enclothed Cognition, from studies that they have done, and just generally from, you know, our own embodied experience as we move through the day, if we're wearing sweatpants, if we're wearing leggings, and if we're wearing these more really dressed down and casual clothing, it's going to impact our mood. If you're going to like a high class establishment, you're not going to feel your best wearing your leggings. If you're going into a business meeting where you need to feel like put together and you're going to present something, you're not going to feel confident and able to live up to your own potential if you're wearing your sweatpants. You may live a very casual life and leggings and sweatpants might suit you completely down to the ground, but not always, because these are often sort of automatic pieces that we reach for. The message that we're giving to ourselves and the message that we're giving to others as well when we choose to wear those pieces often is that we don't have enough energy right now to try. It ends up coming across as underdressed or even undressed. So the irony is that when we most require comfort and support from our clothing and we lean into the comfortable pieces, this is the time that we can actually feel worse in our clothes because we feel frumpy or we feel not as put together as we would like, but we also just don't have the brain space to even conceive what else would I wear instead of these pieces. So that's what today's video is all about, and we will talk about some specific pieces that we can lean into as well. There has to be a balance there between, okay, we're not just chucking on our slobby clothes, but also we don't want to go the complete opposite direction and get overdressed. We don't want to overcomplicate the dressing either. So we're not going for underdressed or overdressed. It's more like, you know, the Goldilocks effect, right in the middle, where you still feel like you, but you don't have to put too much effort into it either. The second big point that I just wanted to bring to the fore as well on the back of that is that now is not the time to try out a new style. Now is not the time to get a haircut, okay? Now is not the time to add extra stress into your life by experimenting for a few reasons. Number one, it's too jarring. It's too jarring for you, for your emotional state, and for, you know, everything else that's going on in your busy life. The other thing is it's too jarring for other people who are used to seeing you in your everyday life. And so when you see someone who has this drastic, you know, clothing change or switch up, a lot of people are going to comment on that. And that's not always what you want. You don't always want to be drawing attention because it's just going to be unwanted conversations with people when you're already stressed, you're already going through something. Lastly, if you feel that you have already traveled way too far down this path as far as you only dress for comfort, you can also use these tips as like a ladder to start climbing yourself out of the like comfortable style rut that you might have found yourself in. So hopefully this video can be applicable in a number of different scenarios. But now that I've talked myself out, we're going to actually get into all of the clothes, the outfits, etc., etc. So first, I feel like it's important to set yourself up for the day if you can by taking a shower. It resets your temperature, it resets your mood, it gives you just a few minutes away from life just to reset your mind. It's a fresh page, it's a way that you can start to layer self-care underneath your clothing. If you've put on, your signature scent as well post-shower, or you're showering with your favorite shower gel, all of these little aromatherapy tricks are so good as far as boosting your mood as well. It's such a simple thing to do, but also very easily forgotten. Next, I think what we really need to do is to pinpoint what is the comfort that we need from our clothes at this point in time. It might be a physical comfort, or it might be an emotional comfort. Is it the warmth? Is it the coziness? Is it the feel of the fabric? Is it the drape of the fabric, or like how tight or loose it is on your body? Because all of these bits of information will inform how we can put together an outfit that meets those requirements, but it still looks a little bit more elevated. For example, if you want to wear your leggings, you might realize the reason why is because they hug your body, they make you they move easily with your body, and they're just something that's comfortable physically for you to wear. And so you might want to keep those leggings, but then just make an outfit where they're not the star of the show. You just layer them with a long dress or a long skirt, or you might switch them out for a pair of skinny jeans or slim mom jeans or something, where you still feel like it has the same or a similar silhouette, and you can still style it in the same way that you would have styled your leggings, but they just look that bit more intentional. So there's two different options that we can do here. Either we can use the pieces that we were originally going to wear in our sort of automatic comfort outfit, whether that's sweatpants, whether that's leggings, and just choose our nicest version, our most elevated version, our most, quality or luxury version of that item that we own. So not ripped or stained or have a hole in them or are graying out in areas or are threadbare. You want ones that look like you chose them specifically, intentionally, and that they're quality, that they're well made. And then the other option is make an effective swap for another item that still fits the same criteria that you're looking for as far as your comfort. For example, you might switch out a sweatshirt for something like an oversized or maybe a tight to the body knit jumper in a quality fabric like merino wool or cashmere or alpaca, something that still gives you warmth and comfort and a lot of the same functionality, but it doesn't read the same level of informal as a sweatshirt might do. If you feel like wearing your pajamas out of the house, maybe you need to reach for, say, a pair of the silk or the cotton pajama pant trend that's going around, like a pair of wide legged flowy trousers with an elasticated waistband or a drawstring waistband that still offer you the same silhouette, the same comfort, but again, it looks intentional. If you're reaching for something like a baggy sweatshirt and baggy pants, you're kind of going for the baggy feeling, maybe you want to consider wearing an oversized tailoring look, like an oversized shirt with an oversized pair of jeans, or perhaps an oversized sweater with an oversized pair of wool pants. Just think about the effective swaps that you're going to make. Also, if you're the person who you're not wanting to think about your hair, maybe you just toss it up in a messy bun, you can still pull off the messy bun look, especially if you have more of a sleek makeup or just a sleek, clean face. A messy bun with messy clothing, it kind of, we all know how that reads. That's automatically going to be disheveled. And it's still a look that I actually really enjoy as well. But if it's not your everyday look, have the messy bun but a clean face, or you can lean into maybe a hat, maybe a hair accessory, something that makes you feel cozy, like a bandana even, or a headband, or even just something like having a claw clip and clipping up your hair. It just looks a little bit more chic than having a messy bun, but it doesn't take a whole lot more time or effort to achieve the same look. And next, I think it's important to invest in quality loungewear or athleisure pieces so that if you need to use them, if you need to lean into them for whatever reason, as far as your comfort dressing uniform, you have those nicer pieces to select and to choose from. And you're not just going to be relying on your holy old t-shirts that are completely threadbare. If that fits within your style, it might not. And in that case, just going for a comfier version of the elevated pieces will also work and do the same thing. It really just comes down to how you perceive comfort, like what is the emotional comfort that you are seeking from specific pieces? What is the fabric that makes you feel most comfortable? What's the silhouette that makes you feel most comfortable? And those physical aspects of comfort, just understanding them really well about yourself. I would also say take time to seek out and invest. I love this, like this shadow is driving me crazy. Invest in nice underwear, like good quality underwear. Even if you're wearing a very, very casual and understated outfit, if you're wearing nice underwear underneath, again, it's just layering in that self-care underneath your clothes. It's having things close to your body that are like a mental and emotional trigger that you're giving yourself care. It can be really easy during stressful times, during busy times, for self-care to sort of really slide down the priorities list. And it's so ironic because that's the time that we really require it the most, and it should be like right up at the top of our list. Just finding small ways basically that we can pamper ourselves, whether that's spending an extra minute in the shower or wearing your nice underwear. These are the things that are going to help your outfits feel like they're comforting you. Also, just the last thing that I would say is to also remember your signature accessory pieces, remember your heirloom pieces, and lean into those pieces which carry good memories with them, which have some sort of meaning to you. Anything that you wear as an amulet or a protection. Especially, I do this a lot with jewelry. I think especially with jewelry, they remind you of the time that you bought them, the time that you received them, or the person that you associate them with. Perhaps they might have been even inherited. So pieces like that, you have like specific meaning attached to. You know, you're carrying your memories with you throughout the day. It's like carrying your fantasy self with you throughout the day as well. And I feel like these are things that help us feel comforted, that help us feel protected, and that help us just face the day when we might not want to. You don't have to do all of these tips all the time. It's just sort of giving you a little bit of, you know, a list to choose from that hopefully can be helpful. Personal style is obviously so personal, so it's kind of tricky to kind of give like specific clothing item recommendations. If you, like me, love Japanese style, I recently did a video all about Japanese style and some sort of takeaways that we can learn from how they dress themselves. And I think they do comfort dressing to me, to my level and my tastes really well. A lot of the more avant-garde styles have these longer layers, and to me that's like one look that I do reach for if I want to be comforted, is like just putting on lots of long layers. If you're someone obviously with a more classical style or a minimal style, that's just not going to speak to you, which is fine. Something else that really inspires me, old J. Crew, like vintage J. Crew kind of outfits, kind of 80s and 90s Americana, lots of like plaid shirts and like tank tops and jeans and stuff. But there's an unpretentiousness about these outfits where they're not like accessorized to the max. They're very simple, but they still look like cozy and comfy and put together. And then another thing is also vintage celebrity airport outfits randomly, like anyone like Sandra Bullock or Julia Roberts. Just peak. Love it so much. When somebody has so much of a big budget and they have access to whatever clothes that they could possibly ever want, how are they dressing themselves? How are they accessing comfort and practicality? My voice is absolutely dying right now, so I think I'm gonna have to sign off and leave it there. There might end up being a part 2 to this because I have so many thoughts and feelings about comfort dressing. So hopefully this has been helpful, and if you have any more tips or ideas about comfort dressing, please leave them down below because it's so helpful for other people to read through as well. Share your experience. I would be so grateful. All right, I'll see you guys so soon in my next one.